Once upon a time, a young boy's voice requested a captivating story. An adult's voice obliged, narrating the tale of vibranium. Ages ago, a colossal meteorite composed of the strongest metal known as vibranium crashed near the Nile River's sources, leaving a profound impact on the surrounding plant life. As human civilization emerged, 5 tribes dwelling in the land of Wakanda engaged in fierce battles to seize control of this extraordinary resource. However, destiny intervened when a spiritual force guided a chosen warrior to discover and consume a heart-shaped herb infused with the power of vibranium. Thus, he transcended human limitations, becoming the very first Black Panther. Though 4 of the tribes surrendered to his authority, 1 tribe yearned for liberation. Harnessing the potential of vibranium, the Wakandans forged ahead, developing awe-inspiring advancements in technology. Witnessing the atrocities unfolding in other nations, they chose to isolate themselves from the rest of the world. Under the guise of a less developed nation, they concealed their true industrial prowess, akin to a third world country. In the year 1992, in the city of Oakland, California, 2 individuals named Njobu and James are engaged in a scheme to transport weapons throughout the city. Suddenly, a knock resonates at the door, prompting James to answer it. To his surprise, he finds himself face to face with 2 formidable warriors of the Dora Milaje. Njobu, recognizing the warriors, discloses his true identity as a citizen of Wakanda. Accompanied by the warriors, King T'Chaka, Njobu's brother, enters the room. T'Chaka urges Njobu to return home, having been sent to California as a spy to apprehend the notorious Ulysses Klaue. However, Njobu has divergent plans of his own. Unbeknownst to Njobu, James is revealed to be Zuri, another Wakandan operative. Their investigation leads them to the startling realization that Njobu has illicitly obtained vibranium for personal gain, a crime for which he must face justice in Wakanda. Outside, in the courtyard, a group of children gaze skyward, witnessing the majestic sight of T'Chaka's ship soaring above them. In the present era, following the passing of T'Chaka, T'Challa is poised to assume the throne as the new king. Accompanied by Okoye, a skilled Dora Milaje general, they embark on a mission flying over Nigeria. Their objective is to rescue T'Challa's former flame, Nakia, who is undercover among mercenaries involved in human trafficking and recruitment of child soldiers. Taking on the mantle of Black Panther, T'Challa leaps from the aircraft and employs advanced Wakandan technology to disable the mercenaries' vehicles. Engaging in a fierce battle, T'Challa effortlessly dispatches the adversaries before locating Nakia. With Nakia now by his side, T'Challa, Okoye, and Nakia make their way back to their homeland. Upon their return to Wakanda, T'Challa, Nakia, and Okoye are warmly welcomed by T'Challa's mother, Ramonda, and his younger sister, Shuri. The kingdom prepares for T'Challa's coronation ceremony, where all the tribes gather near a majestic waterfall. As part of the ritual, Zuri administers a potion that temporarily removes T'Challa's Black Panther powers. Surrounded by his people, T'Challa awaits any challenges to his rule. Unexpectedly, the Jabari tribe led by M'Baku appears, and M'Baku steps forward to challenge T'Challa for the throne. The fierce battle ensues, with M'Baku gaining the upper hand momentarily. However, T'Challa's determination and skill enable him to turn the tide, overpowering M'Baku and bringing him to the edge of the falls. M'Baku finally taps out, conceding defeat and acknowledging T'Challa as the rightful king of Wakanda. Following the ceremony, T'Challa is presented with a revitalizing elixir to regain his powers. He is then immersed in a bed of sand, allowing him to enter the sacred ancestral plane. In this ethereal realm, T'Challa is reunited with his father, and they share a heartfelt embrace that brings T'Challa to tears. Overwhelmed with his new responsibilities as king and the weight of making righteous choices, T'Challa confides in his father. T'Chaka reassures his son, acknowledging his goodness but reminding him of the challenges that come with being a just ruler. In the vibrant city of London, Eric Killmonger Stevens finds himself captivated by the intriguing artifacts showcased in a museum. His keen eyes fall upon a hammer-like weapon of African origin, and as the guide attempts to enlighten him about its nature, Killmonger interjects with his profound knowledge. He reveals that the weapon is crafted from the elusive vibranium, a rare metal found only in the technologically advanced nation of Wakanda. With a calculated move, Killmonger orchestrates a diversion by discreetly tampering with the guide's coffee, causing her to succumb to unconsciousness. Seizing the opportunity, the scene transforms as the supposed medics who rush to the guide's aid are none other than the notorious Klaue and his accomplices. Chaos ensues as the guards fall victim to the ruthless criminals, while Killmonger swiftly secures the coveted weapon, making his escape alongside his crew. T'Challa strolls through the bustling streets of downtown Wakanda accompanied by Nakia. He expresses his desire for Nakia to remain in Wakanda and assist him in managing affairs, but she exhibits reservations about continuing her work there. Later, T'Challa, accompanied by his closest friend W'Kabi, visits a secured enclosure housing a wild rhino. Their attention is diverted when Okoye, who is in a romantic relationship with W'Kabi, summons them to the royal palace. It is revealed that Klawa intends to sell the fragment of vibranium to an American buyer in South Korea that very night. While W'Kabi harbors a deep personal vendetta against Klawa for the murder of his parents, T'Challa requests that he remain behind to safeguard their homeland while he embarks on the mission. Prior to the undertaking, T'Challa has a meeting with his sister Shuri, an ingenious inventor who has crafted a range of remarkable technologies. Among her creations are specialized footwear that can absorb sound, playfully referred to as sneakers. Additionally, she has made significant enhancements to the Black Panther suit, concealing its form within a necklace. This innovative upgrade enables the suit to harness and convert the impact of each strike into kinetic energy. T'Challa, Nakia, and Okoye embark on a covert mission in Pusan, infiltrating a bustling casino in search of Klawa and his mysterious buyer. T'Challa unexpectedly encounters Everett Ross, who is also undercover. As Klawa and his henchmen arrive, their suspicions are aroused, leading to a chaotic confrontation. Okoye finds herself entangled in a fierce fight with one of Klawa's men. In the ensuing chaos, Klawa manages to escape, prompting Nakia and Okoye to give chase through the city streets. T'Challa, equipped with his advanced suit, trails them closely, while Shuri operates a remote-controlled car back in Wakanda to assist him. The villains open fire on T'Challa, unwittingly fueling his suit with kinetic energy that he redirects towards them. In a desperate move, Klawa attempts to eliminate Nakia and Okoye by destroying their car, but they survive the blast. T'Challa seizes the opportunity to disable Klawa's vehicle, causing it to crash. Ready to deliver the final blow, T'Challa hesitates upon Nakia's reminder of the onlookers. They apprehend Klawa, taking him into custody without further bloodshed. Ross conducts an interrogation with Klawa, while T'Challa and Okoye eavesdrop using a device planted on Ross. During the questioning, Klawa divulges previously unknown information about Wakanda and its vast resources. Meanwhile, outside the building, Killmonger and his gang set up explosives discreetly. Nakia, monitoring the security cameras, detects their plan and rushes to warn the others. Unfortunately, the villains successfully detonate the explosives, causing chaos. As gunfire erupts, Ross selflessly shields Nakia from harm, taking a bullet in the process. Seizing the opportunity, Killmonger seizes Klawa and escapes, leaving T'Challa intrigued by a familiar ring worn by Killmonger, reminiscent of his late grandfather's. The team provides Ross with medical support to stabilize him until they can return to Wakanda. The antagonists make their way to a plane that Killmonger intends to use for their journey to Wakanda. Holding Killmonger's girlfriend captive, Klawa attempts to manipulate the situation, but Killmonger takes matters into his own hands and eliminates the woman before turning the gun on Klawa. To prove his Wakandan heritage, Killmonger unveils a lip tattoo commonly found among the Wakandans. With Klawa's life abruptly ended, Killmonger moves forward with his plans. In the heart of Wakanda, W'Kabi shares his disappointment with T'Challa for the unsuccessful capture of Klawa. Meanwhile, Shuri tends to Ross, utilizing the power of vibranium to mend his wounds. Seeking answers, T'Challa seeks out Zuri and questions him about the significance of Killmonger possessing his grandfather's ring. Reluctantly, Zuri unveils the truth he had concealed. A flashback transports us to 1992, revealing Njobu's theft of vibranium with the intention of empowering people of African descent against their oppressors. In a tragic confrontation, Njobu aimed his weapon at Zuri, prompting T'Chaka to intervene and end Njobu's life with his piercing claws. The weight of regret burdened T'Chaka, as they were forced to abandon Njobu's son, Eric, who would later become a formidable Black Ops soldier known as Killmonger. The marks etched on his body served as a grim testament to the lives he had taken throughout his violent journey. Killmonger makes his grand entrance into Wakanda, carrying the lifeless body of Klawa. W'Kabi, loyal to Killmonger, leads him towards the palace, where a shocking revelation awaits. Killmonger discloses his real identity, Njidaka, and unveils his connection as Njobu's son. W'Kabi confirms this truth by displaying Killmonger's distinctive ring to the astonished onlookers. With a resolute determination, Killmonger declares his claim to the throne and boldly challenges T'Challa for the right to rule. The gathering takes place near the majestic waterfall as the challenge commences. Killmonger displays brutal prowess, effortlessly overpowering T'Challa. In a desperate attempt to save his friend, Zuri intervenes, fully aware of the grudge Killmonger holds against him. Tragically, Killmonger fatally impales Zuri, leaving T'Challa defenseless. With a sinister act, Killmonger hurls T'Challa over the falls, eliciting shock and horror from Ramonda, Shuri, and Nakia. Thus, Killmonger ascends to the throne, becoming the new king of Wakanda. Killmonger enters the ancestral plane and finds himself back in his former apartment, reliving the haunting moment of discovering his father's lifeless body. Within the confines of Njobu's old journals, he seeks solace and even manages a fleeting conversation with his deceased father. As he awakens from the ethereal realm, Killmonger commands the burning of the sacred garden of heart-shaped herbs, intended for future kings. However, Nakia cunningly salvages a single herb, preserving its power for what lies ahead. Nakia accompanies Ramonda, Shuri, and Ross on a journey to the mountains in search of the Jabari tribe. They seek the assistance of M'Baku, who reveals that they rescued T'Challa from the river and that he is now in a state of coma. Ramonda prepares a concoction using the herb and administers it to T'Challa, who is then laid to rest on the snowy terrain. In the ancestral plane, T'Challa reunites with T'Chaka, who admonishes him for abandoning Killmonger. T'Chaka confesses the truth he concealed, expressing remorse. T'Challa awakens from his coma and implores M'Baku to join him in opposing Killmonger, but M'Baku declines. Killmonger, with support from W'Kabi and fellow Wakandan soldiers, orchestrates the global distribution of their advanced weaponry to operatives and mercenaries, following his father's original scheme. T'Challa resurfaces as the Black Panther, intercepting and downing one of their jets. W'Kabi's forces launch an aggressive assault on T'Challa, countered by his skillful utilization of kinetic energy. Okoye leads the Dora Milaje into battle, while Shuri grants Ross access to a jet to neutralize the remaining aircraft. Nakia joins Shuri and Okoye in confronting Killmonger, who dons his formidable suit. W'Kabi deploys armored rhinos, met by the unexpected arrival of the Jabari tribe to aid the Dora Milaje. A critical moment ensues when a charging rhino nearly tramples M'Baku, but Okoye courageously intervenes, prompting W'Kabi and his soldiers to surrender. In a desperate attempt to protect Shuri, T'Challa tackles Killmonger, sending them both tumbling into the depths of the vibranium mines. Their fierce battle rages on, but T'Challa seizes the opportunity to manipulate the advanced technology in the mines, disrupting Killmonger's suit and leaving him vulnerable. With a swift and decisive move, T'Challa impales Killmonger with his own short spear. Killmonger expresses remorse for failing to recognize the true beauty of Wakanda. T'Challa carries him out of the mine to witness the breathtaking sunset, a sight his father had once described to him. T'Challa offers Killmonger a chance to be healed, but he declines. Peacefully, he removes the spear from his chest and passes away. The situation in Wakanda settles down as T'Challa regains his rightful position as the king. He once again implores Nakia to remain in Wakanda. In a tender moment, they share a passionate kiss. T'Challa takes Shuri to Oakland, standing outside Killmonger's former residence. T'Challa discloses that he has acquired the building, with the intention of establishing a Wakandan outreach program led by Nakia and Shuri. He summons their jet to descend, captivating the children in the courtyard with its grandeur. Inquisitive, one young boy approaches T'Challa and curiously asks him who he truly is. Post-credits scene, 3 young Wakandan children gaze curiously at a secluded hut. Shuri gently instructs them to respect the person inside and not disturb them. As the door opens, revealing none other than Bucky Barnes, known as the Winter Soldier. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe for more insightful movie analysis. Stay connected with us as we explore the fascinating world of cinema.